Hey everyone, welcome to another match of Temur Hatching Delver. Today we are playing Boros Aggro. Opening hand is keepable. We're okay on threats. We have a good amount of removal. We have Serum Visions, which is pretty much key here. And one land. So we can survive off of one land, especially if we have Delver turn 1. So that's what we're going to do. Delver turn 1. We're on a blind game. We don't know what we're playing against yet, right? So I think it's a keepable hand. Sacred Foundry is not what I want to see. Luckily, they're not casting removal. Fervent Champion. That's interesting. We're going to let that through. Let's see what happens to our Delver. It flips, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we wanted. We are going to play our Serum Visions and hope for a land. We get it. Now, I'm in no rush to kill Fervent Champion yet. So let's just see what our opponent does. Alright, plains. Alright, more Signet. Well, I got nothing against that. Opponent's going to attack in again. We want to see what actual threats they cast. So another third Lightning Bolt is going to be pretty intense against what I would assume is a creature heavy deck. So I'm relatively happy with that. Now what we can do is probably cast Dreadhorde Arcanist. That's my guess. Oh no, okay, so I'm going for the hatching plan. That's interesting. I guess that makes sense. Next turn, play Crack the Earth. Force our opponent to sacrifice a permanent, which is probably going to be significant for them. Let's see what our... Alright. Okay, so I guess that's a thing. I think we're going to have to deal with it. And that's probably going to be our prime target for removal next turn. So our opponent comes in. Now they get their little trigger. They're going to deal 4 damage to us, so that's going to hurt a bit. But it's okay because we have a ton of removal. So I'm real glad we draw a land, which is perfect. So, what do we do first? Yeah, I think let's get the removal out of the way. Not gonna... Yeah, there we go. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go on Steam Vents here. That's my guess. We're gonna go really risky and take 3 life. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yes, I am. So we're going to crack the earth. Our opponent's going to sacrifice their token, but I don't care at this point. And we draw pretty well. We didn't really need another crack the earth, but Delver Secrets is good. Of One Mind is good. And we still have a lightning bolt, so whatever our opponent does, we can probably deal with it on our turn. What's great here is that Dreadhorde Arcanist is going to just rain terror against our opponent because we're going to be able to cast all our lightning bolts again. So, again, another nice target for Lightning Bolt. Not going to last long. Inspiring Veteran. So our opponent comes in for 2. Ouch. We get a Breeding Pool, which is actually not that bad. It won't do much this turn, but bear with me here. So Dreadhorde Arcanist, I assume we're going to cast them. What else do I plan on doing here? Unless I was thinking of doing... Okay, there we go. Alright, so I was sane. I'm going to attack in for 3. Now, our opponent can't really attack in profitably, so they won't unless they have another Inspired Veteran in their hand. Let's see. Alright. So I'm feeling pretty good about this, even though we're at 6. My guess is our opponent is playing creature heavy, so not necessarily burn heavy. Alright, another one. We're gonna have to deal with it. They only have 2 cards in hand, though. Oh boy. Alright, Honor of the Pure. Yay. What a crappy card. But it doesn't boost their Fervent Champion, so I don't care. I really don't care. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So what do we want to do? At this point, it doesn't really matter. Because we're going to attack in with our Delver, and Dreadhorde Arcanist is going to trigger. We're going to target Lightning Bolt, and then it's over. So that's how that's going to happen. I'm not going to make the same mistake 3 times and focus on creatures as opposed to just killing our opponent. If you've watched previous if you've watched previous Bad Beats episodes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So watch the Bad Beats videos, and you'll see what I mean by repeat the same mistake 3 times. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You're dead. I'm sorry, what did I miss? Did I just make the same mistake? Oh dear God, I did. As you can see, guys, I don't script this shit. So I targeted their stupid creature instead of targeting them. I think this is just a mental defect that I have with Dreadhorde Arcanist triggers. I just have like a blind spot where I see creatures and I want to target the creatures, and I completely forget about my opponent's life total. If I had targeted their face that turn, it would have been over. Instead, I waste time. And now they get their stupid Sunforger, and it's just horrible. So this is embarrassing, but as you can see, I'm still posting this video because I don't really care. So let's see. What does Dreadhorde Arcanist do now? Do I figure it out that I should just lightning bolt their face? What do I do? Okay. Dear God. I haven't learned my lesson. Alright, so let's just pretend that didn't happen. And let's move on to game 2. So life goes on probably makes sense here. We're playing against an aggro deck, and extra life is going to help, and creatures are going to be dying all the time. So we're going to get that +8 life trigger often. I feel like Force of Negation is probably useless here overall. Wilt will probably make more sense. So we're going to get rid of Hatching Plans. Yeah. Get rid of the Hatching Plans and then bring in Crack the Earth. I don't know about that. I would just keep all 4 Hatching Plans in at this point. Oh no, okay, I decided I want a Force of Negation. Sometimes I should just wait and see what my final decision is. Okay, there we go. I want to keep a Force of Negation. Fine. So, opening hand is meh. It's slow, but I still can't get over what I did in game 1. Sorry, everybody. As you can see. Well, to be fair, I haven't played with Dreadhorde Arcanist before in any serious way, so that's my really weak and poor excuse for completely missing the win again a turn earlier. Whatever. Alright, so I draw another land. Really not what I wanted to see, but whatever. Gonna get Serum Visions out. Crack the Earth. Yeah, bottom I think makes most sense there. I have Perilous Research, so I'm okay. What I need right now are threats. Our opponent decides not to pay 2 life, so they're taking it easy. That's fair. Life Goes On is a decent draw. Again, no threats though. So, this is going to be very slow Hatching Plans crack. Next turn we're drawing 5 cards, potentially, which is fun. But, you know, you got to actually do something at some point with those cards that you're drawing. Luckily our opponent is taking it slow, kind of. Alright, another Inspiring Veteran comes down. They're going to attack us for whatever. We're going to take that 2 damage. Next turn we can still do Hatching Plans and kill the Inspiring Veterans, so not that bad. I would most definitely... Okay, yeah, so I'm bolting the Inspiring Veteran now. Almost certainly going to crack... Yeah. Almost certainly going to have to crack. I have no choice at this point. I'm probably going to have to discard. Oh, okay, I didn't. I just did Life Goes On. Okay, so I waited. Interesting. I decided to take the 8 life instead. And wait a turn before I do Hatching Plans with Perilous Research crack, which I'm not sure is the smartest move. Alright, so now I decide to take a bite. Alright, got a lot of cards in hand. 8 specifically, so I gotta get rid of them. I'd rather not discard. So maybe Dreadhorde Arcanist comes down at this point. That's what I would probably do. Although we're not looking at any pretty creatures on the other side of the table here. I'm not really thrilled. This is going to be painful. I wonder if it would have been any different if I would just cracked Hatching Plans a turn earlier. But I don't think it would have made a difference here. Ouch. Yeah, this is going to be brutal. Yep. Alright, so I noticed that there was really no way out there. Our opponent had a really good hand. Let's just go to game 3. So this hand is not keepable. We're going to have to go down. Oof. This hand is not any better. Not shaping up to being a good game 3. We're going to have to mulligan again. There's some semblance of keepable cards here. Probably going to get of, yeah, Life Goes On. I mean, at least we have Double Bolt, which is going to be good to slow our opponent down. Bring him to our level, since we've mulliganed so poorly. So we're going to open up with Serum Visions, of course. Look for a creature. We find one. I actually like both here. I think I kept both. Yep. Young Pyromancer comes down next turn, and then we could start bolting, getting tokens, and then actually I feel like we'll be ahead. Alright, so our opponent has no turn 1 play. I'm perfectly happy with this. Question is, what did they keep that was so good that they were willing to not play anything turn 1? Alright, so Inspiring Veteran, but in a different picture frame. It's interesting. So we're going to do the bolt. Serum Visions. Beautiful, beautiful sequencing. Yep, we want to land at this moment. So let's attack in for 2. And let's go on. Perilous Research is great here because we're going to be able to sacrifice a token. That veteran won't be lasting very long. Probably going to go for a Breeding Pool just so we can get green. Yep. So we're going to do the Lightning Bolt thing and probably do Delver, I feel. Yeah, that makes sense. We've got to keep the pressure on. Even though we are outnumbering our opponent 5-0 in terms of creatures, we're still behind in life, and we too. All right, so our opponent quit. Good. We were gonna probably win next turn or turn after anyway, especially with Perilous Research coming down, drawing a bunch more cards, 2 more cards to be exact, and we were able to out aggro the aggro deck. So I like to see that. We didn't play a top tier deck, but hey, it is what it is. We're not playing a top tier deck either now. We're trying to have fun with drawing a bunch of friggin' cards with cards that no one plays with anymore. In particular, Hatching Plans, Perilous Research, and Crack the Earth, which is hilarious. So yeah, I feel pretty good about how that went, especially considering that I did embarrassing things in game 1. Game 2, our opponent kind of had the nuts, so whatever. It is what it is. And now in game 3, we just had full control. We had our removal. We had everything on our side, and we were able to overwhelm our opponent. They saw that and they quit. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoy my content. It really helps me out a lot. See you in the next match. Thanks, and have a good one.